Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is Marie Holiday. It's been an interesting week in terms of work. I am now going to, I hope everybody else had a pretty good week. Before we start, just remember, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get down to business. So this is about my third video, and we're going to kind of pick up where I left off from last week. Today is June 20th, Saturday morning, somewhere before noon, 2020. So I talked about a lot of things, and I believe I gave the audience insight on my spiritual awakening. So after I restored my faith in God and let go of that Atlanta mortgage, let go of the 3 credit card debts, stopped with all of the overdrafts, with the SunTrust, the Wells Fargo account, I was in that cycle for about every 2 weeks. I was doing that. And I also stopped relying on payday advances. And hear me, there's huge service fees when you overdraft on your bank account, when you're dealing with payday advances. That's like loan sharks. So after I let all of that go, I spent about 1 or 2 weeks resting my mind, body, and spirit from living in financial hell for about 5 years. Afterwards, I literally got a mirror and a piece of paper, and I'm going to talk about this piece of paper. I got a mirror and a piece of paper, and with that mirror, I took a close, hard look at myself, and I thank God again for rescuing me. And it was a reason I got that mirror, and it was a reason I got that piece of paper. And taking a look at that piece of paper, it kind of reminded me of how messed up I was, because I had to write a lot of stuff down before I came live making this video. So one of the things I did when I got a piece of paper, I got a piece of paper and I divided it in half, just like that. And on the left side was all of my bills, all of my debt. Even though I let everything go, but I had to really write everything down. For example, I wrote my rent. My rent at the time in North Carolina was $800. My mortgage in Atlanta at the time was $1,200. I wrote down everything. I had to. Car note at the time was $378. Car insurance was about $300. Mind you, now this was back in 2008. In doing that 5 year from 2008, 9, and all the way up to 2012. Credit card bill number 1 was $300. Credit card bill number 2 was $300. Credit card bill number 3 was $300. I was pulling from payday advance every 2 weeks, so that tallied up to $1,300 a month that I was repaying. Light bill in Atlanta at the time was $80. Water bill in Atlanta at the time was $90, because when you're maintaining a mortgage, you still got to keep the utilities on while the house is on the market. Internet bill at the time was $80. My light bill in North Carolina at the time was $150. Water bill at the time in North Carolina was $80, because remember, I'm maintaining 2 households. School loan, $240 a month. I had that in deferment, but still, in the back of my mind, that bill finna hit. Food and gas, about $500 a month. Wells Fargo, because I was overdrafting so much, that bill that I was paying Wells Fargo was $1,200 a month. The SunTrust, $1,200 a month. So they had to get their money. So bottom line, I was looking at about $8,420 worth of debt on a monthly basis for about 5 years, and I'm probably missing something. $8,420 worth of debt. And I was only at the time making about $1,100 every 2 weeks. So I'm like making legitimately $2,220 a month, but I got $8,420 worth of bills every month. That's upside down. I wanted the audience, I had to literally do this so y'all can see how messed up I was. This is, it just gives chills inside of me looking at this. $8,420 a month worth of debt, bills. Some of those bills were the bills I was creating, and I'm only bringing home at the time $2,220 a month. But to let you know how sick I was, in my mind, I really thought I was paying my bills. There was no way. God had to make me get this paper. So I wrote all that down on the left side of a piece of paper way back then, after I had my spiritual awakening. And then on the right side of the paper, after I had my spiritual awakening, remember God said let everything go. So the mortgage in Atlanta, that $1,200, I let it go. My car note, $378. Remember, that was 5 months in arrears, so that was $1,890 I owed on top of the $8,420 every month need to be paid. So the car note was $378. We'll talk about that car note in another segment. I couldn't let that go, because if I let the car note go, then how am I going to get to work? So that bill carried over, $378 a month. The car insurance, that car insurance is about $300 a month. What I did once I got awakened, I switched car insurance companies, so that bill came from $300 a month to $101, so that was $199 savings. So basically, I'm doing a cost-benefit analysis of how I'm looking financially on paper. Credit card number 1 dropped. God told me to drop it. Credit card number 2 dropped. That was three, that's $600 right there. Credit card number 3, $300 a month. Drop that. That's 9. Dropped. Now you see where I'm going with this. Payday advance, dishing them $1,300 a month. Stop using payday advance. Dropped. So I'm recouping my money. Lights in Atlanta and water. Since I'm dropping the mortgage, let me contact the light bill people in Atlanta and the water bill people in Atlanta to terminate those services. So $80 dropped, $90 dropped. You see where I'm going with this. Internet, you gotta kind of have internet, because I did a cost benefit analysis, and as I did this, I had to ask myself, can I live without internet? Do I need internet? I'm messed up at this point. I got to look at this. I thought about it. I prayed about it. What I did with the internet, I went ahead and kept that. The bill actually is $2 less. So instead of paying $80 a month, I pay $78 a month. So I recouped $2. So my light bill in Atlanta, my light bill and water bill in North Carolina, actually, since I bought my house, and I've been in my house for several years now, shockingly, my light bill is like $50 a month, so I'm saving $100. My water bill and utilities is like $50 a month totality. You're looking at $100. So I'm not complaining about that. So I'm saving about $150 a month right now. School loan, I went into the loan forgiveness program. In 4 years, I will be debt free. I won't owe Fed loan anything. My school loan bill is $244 a month. But understand, I'm going to talk in another segment about the loan forgiveness program, because you got a lot of folks out there who can qualify for that. And the bottom line, once you've done everything you need to do in a certain time frame, at the end of that time frame, whatever else you owe on that school loan, the federal government will zero it out. So when I retire, I won't owe nobody nothing. So I'm in that program. I'm literally, and I got 4 years left to be in that program. That's going to be on point when I retire in 4 years. And that was deliberate. But because I was so financially broken, I wouldn't, back then, I didn't put myself in the program because I wasn't even, I just went into deferment. But that school loan is out of deferment. I'm in the loan for getting this program. It will be zeroed out in 4 years. And that's the best decision I could have made. That's a whole nother segment that ties into holistic financial freedom, because you got a lot of folks who going into default with the school loan, ain't paying the school loan. I will talk about that in another segment to guide you through the process to empower yourself to go ahead and set the stage for financial freedom to get into that program. Wells Fargo, I'll by means stop overdrafting, so that $1,200 a week that a month that I was giving Wells Fargo to pay those fees, that has been eliminated a long time ago. $1,200 a month to SunTrust because I don't overdraft. I got out of that vicious cycle, recoup that $1,200. So within that time, I also got that car note out of the rears. That car note was $378 a month. When I got it out of the rears and eventually paid it off, so then I was able to recoup $378. So you see now I have eliminated all that money I was storing away, eventually eliminated that car note. I switched car insurance companies. By me switching, I saved $199. By me eliminating that car note, I was able to recoup $378. I was able to recoup $150 on utilities. This per month. I was able to recoup. My food bill went down because remember, my daughter in the military, so that food bill went from $500, food and gas went from $500 a month to $200 a month. So now I don't recoup $200. I don't recoup $150 on utilities. I don't recoup $199 by switching car insurance. I don't recoup $378 by paying off my car note. So now that's about $1,000 right there that I don't literally recoup, in addition to all of that money that I was storing away by letting those certain bills go. So now, to make a long story short, remember how I talked about that $8,400 a month in bills and debt I had? By me recouping and eliminating, let me break this down to you now, to 2020, on how my bills look, how my bills have been looking for the past several years since I discovered my financial freedom the latter part of 2013. School loan $244 a month, food, gas in combination $250 a month, car insurance because I switched $100 a month, internet $7, $8, save $2 there, utilities in my home, that includes light bill and water bill $100 a month, my mortgage because I saved so much money down on my house, my mortgage is $478 a month, but I send them double that amount because I can. So that's about $1,100, $1,200. So the totality of all the bills that I have in the world every month is right at about $1,600 when it used to be $8,400. Now you see where I'm going. I had to do this. I didn't do all this. I didn't learn all this by going to graduate school. I didn't learn these skills by listening to different folks talking about this is how you need to do it. I did all this because of my spiritual awakening and my faith in God. That when I had that spiritual awakening, God said, what you need to do now is you need to get a piece of paper, look at yourself, and write this down. So now, we can get down to business. So now, I have given you all a detailed analysis of the cost-benefit analysis I had to do way back in 2012. I looked at everything. I looked at what can I live without? What can I eliminate? What can I let go? And I did it. Because there was no way in hell, looking at this, I get chills when I look at this. There is no way in hell I could have ever had being upside down of bills and debts of $8,420, and I'm only bringing home $2,220. There was no way. I literally eliminated $6,828 worth of bills and debt per month by my spiritual awakening. And it takes motivation. You can't tell me nobody but God ain't did that. So, in addition, once I did that, this is the critical piece. People, listen to me. This is the critical piece. I maintain my standard of living. I live below my means. And as time went on, I got promotions on my day job. All that money I got through promotion, I still maintain my same standard of living. And here we go. That's how I was able to increase my 401, my state retirement plan. I got close to $3,000 a month going extra into combination of retirement and savings. But I'm still maintaining my standard of living. What do most people do when they get a promotion? They go out there, they buy a bigger house, a bigger car. I'm not going down that road again. In addition, I did something else to increase my revenue. I got me a couple of more extra streams of income and still maintain my lower standard of living. Who do you know with the totality of all of their bills? About a little over $1,500 a month. That includes my mortgage, my utilities, my light, my car insurance, my food, my gas, my entertainment, and my school loan. $1,500 to pay all the bills I have in the world. So that's going to free me up to develop wealth, increase in extra 401s, plus on top of my state retirement plan. In addition, I got a second stream of income. I'm off all weekends on my survival income job. I'm off all major holidays. Plus I have my vacation time, my sick time. Monday through Friday, I'm off 5 o'clock. I'm coming home. So I got a lot of leverage to generate some more revenue. So what I did is I got me a little easy weekend job. I got me an easy weekend gig. And when I tell you that I'm getting an extra $900 a month, literally, to babysit a building. Ain't nobody in the building. Ain't nobody bothering me. I can bring my movies, bring my healthy eating food, bring anything I need to occupy my time. They just need somebody there on the weekend to babysit the building. Ain't nobody bothering me. I don't have to answer no phones. I can bring my books. I can bring my healthy eating. I can get my exercise. And they give me $900 a month to sit on my ass for a part-time job. So what do you think I did, what I'm doing with that extra $900 a month? Now you see where I'm going. I use a lot of that money to accelerate my mortgage. There you go. To get my daughter through college. There you go. So who do you know can pay a 30-year mortgage off in 10 years? In 3 more years, I will owe $0. What will most people do if they get a part-time job with extra $900? They'll go to the mall, get a more expensive car, buy a bigger house. No. I'm maintaining my same standard of living in building my wealth, my assets, my 401, my other retirement account. The home is an asset. That's what I'm doing with that money. Everything I do is in cash. When I take a vacation, it's already paid for. I do not deal with credit cards. Everything I do is in cash. or my debit card where it's coming straight out of your checking account. I owe nobody nothing. When I tell you I will be debt free in 3 to 4 years with no mortgage, no school loan, no credit cards, no personal loans, I won't owe anybody. I'm looking at about $5,000 a month when I retire, and that ain't counting COLA increases for the rest of my life on top of medical. And that ain't counting I'm gonna continue with my local sale with Facebook Marketplace, and I'm gonna monetize my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna have multiple streams of income coming in every single month by using my skills when I retire. By the power and the grace of God, I wouldn't be having this conversation if I wouldn't have had that awakening. So now you see where I'm going. So, and we're going to talk somewhere in one of the segments about, because I know folks out there struggling with their school loan, you need to hear from the person who's going through the door on how to get into that loan forgiveness program, an income-driven based program, so you can get that school loan zeroed out. So the outcome of my financial analysis in eliminating what I could live without and or reduce bills, such as switching my car insurance, I was able to reclaim over $1,100 a month on money that I was throwing away. That's over $12,000 a year I was throwing away for 5 years. That is unacceptable. It really was more than that. If you look at the $8,000 compared to, so we're looking at $6,828 a month that I was digging my hole deeper and deeper. It's deeper than this if I really look at it, but I'm not going to look at it no more but I had to tell the audience that this had to be done. This was madness. So now, with the extra $1,100 per month back then that I reclaimed, I started pumping that into my savings account. Pump, 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 pump. Without even skipping a beat. I didn't miss the money because I was already blowing the money. Digging my hole deeper. And so before I knew it, I was able to save $10,000 in 10 months. I am not lying. I was able to, without skipping a beat, I was able to save $10,000. My daughter was in high school at the time. And I was able to do that and maintain all my household bills. $10,000 in 10 months. When I saw that, I ain't never said, I said, whoa, I'm on to something. I'm on to something. And then I had that second stream of income. Don't forget about the $900 I'm getting. I've always had second jobs. But the difference was I was able to respect that money. The second stream of income, I continued to maintain my standard of living and live below my means to build my wealth, to build those retirement funds, to accelerate the mortgage. Actually, I started saving for a down payment to get a house. By that, I was still in that apartment at the time. But I knew I had to do something. So after my spiritual awakening, in about a month later, a month had went by, that's when I after I rested up, got my spiritual awakening, then I got that side job. Remember now, I'm off on weekends. So I'm coming to my senses at this point. The key thing that I want to tell the audience, the key thing when you take on a part-time job or you do something, develop another stream of income, the key thing is that don't get into the habit of running to the mall. Don't get into the habit of relying on that second income to pay your main bills. Your day jobs kind of should be able to take care of all of that. Treat that second income as I'm using this money for a specific agenda. To increase my retirement, to increase my savings, to get my daughter through college. That's to save for a house. That's what I did. I started saving for that house. And I was able to save so much money to the point I was able to put a significant down payment on that house. So basically, I developed a strategic plan for the part-time income. And then there was the matter of that Honda. That 5 months in arrears I was behind. I think I mentioned something about 378. I was $1,890 in arrears. When I was going through all that madness, I was only able to pay 1 month at a time. And I was calling Honda. So they kind of, I think that's the only reason why I didn't take that car, because I was giving them something and I was calling them. So I developed a strategic plan for that part-time income. And it was the matter of the Honda, the 5 months in arrears. So all through my madness, like I said, I would call Honda. I would at least send one note in that wasn't touching the 5 in arrears. So my strategic plan to catch up my car note is I started, because by this time I had this second job. I started sending in a payment every 2 weeks, plus I sent a third payment in at the end of the month. So now you're talking about they got 3 car notes in 1 month, and until I got caught up. So by me doing that, I was able to get the 5 months in arrears caught up pretty quick. I eventually ended up paying the Honda car note off 1 year early. Because what I did with that second income is I kept sending in car notes at that rate, 3 a month. So I eventually paid the car off a whole year early. At the time, my car note was $378 per month. So what do you think I did? Here we go again. What do you think I did with that extra $378 per month that I was able to recoup when I paid off my car note? Exactly. I pumped up retirement. I pumped up savings. I just because I was paying. I didn't miss the money because I was used to paying out that 3. So now you see where I'm going with this. So with that 378, back then I just slammed it into savings. So now it's selling me saving $1,100 a month. I'm probably about up to close to $1,500 a month going straight into savings and anything else that I could throw in there. So I remember with my part-time job, I would get about $450, $500 every 2 weeks from a part-time job. So with one of those checks, I would slam extra into savings. So now my savings up about close to $2,000 a month. And then with the other check, I would slam into 401 and retirement. So I just treated that part-time money like it didn't exist, because my bills at an all-time low at this point. So let me paint a picture by restoring faith in God. Within about 12 months of becoming awakened, I had saved over $10,000. Within 12 months of becoming awakened, I had paid off my Honda 1 year early. Within 12 months of becoming awakened, I had increased an additional 401k by well over $400 a month on top of what was already going in there. Within 12 months, I had also increased the amount going into my state retirement plan. That's 2 retirement accounts. Within 12 months, I did all this. So this all occurred by the latter part of like 2013, because I became awakened in 2012. So I did all of this back then at the time without a base income of $43,000 a year. So if you look at the totality of how I manipulated the same money that literally I had when I was in that madness. And that all by my faith in God. So I felt the need to break down those numbers to you guys, because it would not be fair for me to be talking about where I am now financially, looking good for retirement, if I would not have, yeah, you know, I was in living financial hell back then, but you didn't know about the numbers. You needed to hear the numbers. I was upside down. I was messed up. There's no way. There's no way if you got over $8,000 a month in bills and you only bring home a little over $2,000. There's no way. There's no way in the world those bills would have got paid off. I was trading more bills, but I didn't see it. So my coffee time. This is my coffee cup my daughter gave some to her mom, along with all the little neat stuff for Mother's Day. She's in Japan right now, doing pretty good, by the way. And what do you think I talk about my daughter? When I talk to my daughter after we talk mother and daughter stuff, I'm always going to ask her, how are you financially? In detail, how much, because they got a retirement in the military and benefits, but what percentage of your income per month are you slamming into savings? How does your debt to income ratio look? And I've been telling her, don't get into credit card. Now she's 26. She admitted to me she got a credit card, but she promised me that she can manage it. But my strategy with her is I want to get her to the point for she can understand, you manage that money, you know how to manipulate that money. You do not need credit cards. They're giving her hazardous pay because of what she's doing. So I say, with that additional income, pump up your savings. Send extra money on your car note. Manipulate that money in order to achieve all of your financial goals and objectives. So I want to say, during the process after my awakening, up to the latter part of 2013, I was constantly getting phone calls from collection agencies. And I mention that because this here is going to set the stage for me to shift gears. It's going to set the stage for the next cliffhanger. It's time for me to shift gears and prepare for the audience for this cliffhanger. And I want to say that during the process after my awakening, up to the latter part of 2013, I was constantly getting phone calls from the collection agencies about the credit cards that I was not paying, about the mortgage that was in foreclosure. You know how they call, are you going to pay this bill? And you know, I'm going to tell you something. Most people get upset when they get calls from the creditors and all of that. I was so calm, and I listened to them. I said, you know, I'm good. I'm going to just let it go. You know, do what you got to do. I mean, I'm good. I mean, you know how they give you the spiel. You know, your credit score going to be, you know, really messed up for 7 years, and don't you want to pay this? Don't you want to do right? I said, I know my credit score already messed up, so I'm good. I mean, I'm good. Let it. I'm serious. I mean, I hear what you're saying, you know, and so that went back and forth for months. So, but I was so calm in saying it. That calmness came from God. So, and I literally had a conversation with one of the creditors. I said, you might think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna tell you something. God told me to let this go. I'm serious. I mean, God bigger than me, God bigger than you. God told me to let these credit cards go, to let that mortgage go in default. And he also told me to stop using payday advances, start getting withdrawals from my bank account. And I was so calm when I said it. So that's going to lead us to the matter, don't forget, of the 340 credit score. That's my cliffhanger. The matter of the 340 credit score. Because I'm here to tell you, you ain't getting nothing worthwhile. No home finance. There ain't nobody dealing with you. You can't even move in no nice apartment with a credit score of 340. Ain't nobody, you can't even get a Walmart credit card with a credit score of 340. And you better be careful, because there are certain jobs pull your credit report. You ain't gonna be able to get certain government, state, county jobs, jobs in the bank with a credit score of 340. They pulling your credit score. I'm not gonna go too much into the matter of the 340 credit score. That's gonna be my segment for next time. Literally, the matter of the 340 credit score. Only thing I'm going to say about that is I utilize a strategy plan, a strategic plan. Yeah, faith in God is good, but they also had to do my part. And my part was a strategic plan that I use to raise my credit score from a 340, it's at an 800 now. But I utilize a strategic plan to raise my credit score from 340 to 640 within about a year and a half. Hear what I'm saying? From a 340 to about a 640 within about a year and a half. It allowed me to be able to purchase my new home by 2014. It allowed me, because they said I needed a credit score of a minimum of 640 to purchase my home in 2014. And I bought my home in 2014. And that home will be paid off in 3 years. I owe $49,000 left on my home. I've been accelerating the mortgage rapidly, and I will be debt free. How in the world did I raise my credit score with Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, with all three credit bureaus, from a 340 to a 640 in about a year and a half? How did I do that? I mean, that's major. And not only how did I do that, even after I purchased my home, I continued to use the same strategic plan to go from a 640 to an 800. And as of today, as we speak, my credit score of all three major credit bureaus is right at 800. So how in the world did I do it? What steps did I take? I'm going to say one thing. You do not need to hire anyone at all to do this. Don't believe that you need to hire somebody, because I did not. How in the world did I raise that credit score from a 340 to 640? With a foreclosure on my report. With 3 default credit cards on my report. With a horrible payment history on my Honda. Yes, that 5 car note in the rears showed up on my credit report. The 3 default credit cards, credit card 1, 2, 3, showed up on my credit report. My foreclosed home was on my credit report. It probably is a whole lot of other stuff on there too that I can't think about. But I'm talking about major stuff. How in the world did I raise that score from a 340 to a 640 in about a year and a half with all of that junk on there without hiring anybody? What did I do and how did I do it? What did I do? Because there's a what behind it. And how did I do it? There's a how behind it. You will not receive the answer to that until next Saturday. Because I'm here to tell you, a lot of people listening to this video are so credit score so messed up. They got so much stuff on that credit, old bills that they need to be come off. I mean, serious stuff. And some of you all credit score probably higher than what mine was at 340. Yours may be 350, 360, or 420. So you're doing better than I was. So my title literally for my next segment will be the matter of the 340 credit score. That's going to be the next order of business. That has to be my next order of business. And I'm telling you, I could not believe what occurred when I used that strategic plan. So I discussed a lot of things. I broke down, did a cost benefit analysis of my bills, money I was able to recoup, what I was able to eliminate in depth and breadth. I talked about the importance of living below your means. I talked about the importance of treating your savings account. That's another thing I did. I treated my savings account like a bill. I treated my mortgage, accelerated my mortgage like it was another bill. I accelerated my 401 and extra retirement accounts. That's all that like a bill. That's the basis of this conversation. That's the core of this conversation. It all ties into holistic financial freedom. And I'm not done yet, because I'm here to tell you I'm still in the zone. I'm to the point now. My goal is my personal financial goal is probably to save probably about $250,000 within the next 3 years, easy. That's without sweat. I'm here to tell you, and it's not going to stop. Even though I'm going to retire, I'm setting the stage for generating streams of income that was more like a hobby / income. There you go, using my talents. So with that being said, the cliffhanger is the matter of the 340 credit score. The matter of the 340 credit score. If you want to find out what my strategic plan is, if you want to find out what my strategic plan was and still is, you got to tune in. You got to hit that subscribe button. You got to hit that notification button, because I'm here to tell you, everybody need to everybody need to know this information. You need, and when you learn this information, then you educate your family members, you educate your loved ones. Because I'm here to tell you, every time I talk to my daughter, every time we get done talking about mother and daughter stuff, I'm talking about how are you doing financially? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing spiritually? That's right. I want to know what is going on in my daughter's life, in all areas of her life. How, and most importantly, how are you doing financially? That's the kind of conversation you should be having with your loved ones, your significant others, but you can't do that until you become whole. That's bottom doggone line. So with that being said, I will see you all the same time. Simple Fidelis, simplify. Have a great week, rest of the weekend, and I hope you got something out of this. And we got a long way to go. I'm going to say it again. We got a long way to go. You can use this information or you can not use this information. All I know is I'm going to share with the world on what worked for me. I am living testament that it worked and it saved my life. It saved my life. By me getting myself together, I'm here to tell you, my daughter thanks me every single day, or even when I speak to her, Mother, I thank you. I thank you for getting you together, because it could have messed me up with what I'm trying to do with my life and in my career. What I was doing had an impact on this girl when she was in middle school and high school. So this girl thanks me all the time. And she's finding out some stuff that she did not know about me by watching these videos. She had no clue her mother was that messed up. None whatsoever. And if she can learn something for this at the age of 26 years old, so she won't go down that path, I'm going to give it to her raw. Because I don't want her to go through this. Not over my dead body. So with that being said, you all have a great weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.